Welcome to another episode of the Modern Father Podcast. I am Marcus. This is Benji, new dad. What's up? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. We're about 6 days in. Everything is moving along nicely. It's been a journey already, for sure.
Take me behind the curtain on your journey. Like, start me from like the day that like you knew this was gonna happen, which was like what, last Tuesday? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday night?
So she was, she was due on, she was due last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't come, didn't show up. My wife didn't have any contractions, anything crazy. She had like real minor, very separated contractions. So we called Monday in the evening, set up to get induced by Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We show up Wednesday evening. They check her out, and she's already 3 centimeters dilated. So they're like, all right, your body's already doing this job. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to, um, do you want to get induced, or would you like to kind of just wait it out? Your body's already working for you. So she was just like, you know what? We'll wait it out, see what happens. So we're there. We spend the night there Wednesday. You know, as the day goes on, she's progressively getting more and more ready. We end up getting some inducement treatment. I don't know, induced treatment. They put some medicine just to help the process speed along because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't moving as fast as they would like. Um, and by Thursday night, dude, it was game time. I mean,
Right.
I'm laying down in the room with her watching basketball. The night shift, right before night shift comes in, they come and check her again, and they're like, "All right, you're good. You're ready to go now. It's go time." And it was crazy, man. We pushed, or not we. She pushed from like 7:45 to about 11 to 11:26.
Dang, that's she's in the trenches.
Yeah, it was intense. I'm there holding her legs, trying to just me, her, and the nurse just doing our thing. My wife,
Question.
yo,
Did she do the epidural?
yes, yeah,
Uh-huh.
at like 8 centimeters. So she was in a lot of pain for a minute, but she eventually
Mm-hmm.
got to the point where she's like, all right, I'm good. And I'm happy she did because this was in the morning. So, I mean, that would have been a long, excruciating day of just pain.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people wouldn't do that. To be totally honest, like I was like, yo, this sounds miserable because given the time that they put the epidural and the time this baby was born, it was like 14 hours later.
Yeah.
That would have been a long day of just excruciating pain for her, and I don't. I like kudos to you if your woman out there did it all the way through 10 and pushed out natural. I know some people who have, but like this was just really long and couldn't imagine that level of pain just for a 14-hour day of just being uncomfortable all day. Um,
On a little off topic on topic. Can you imagine like the medieval days? Like like
yeah,
when women
from
going through that. I think that's why like childbirth was like so finicky. Like people were just dying left and right because like it's insane. If you have multiple kids, like no epidural, that's you're right. Shout out to them. Go on, proceed.
I mean, she comes out right, and then like it was dope, man. It was like I don't even I don't know. I was just so in the moment. Like I felt like I was on the sideline. I'm just coaching. I'm trying to coach her up, and just we're like, come on, we gotta breathe through and helping calm down on the pushes and working with the nurse. She was great. The doctor comes in and they're like, all right, man, like you've been pushing for a while, so we're gonna. They actually had to use a vacuum. Have you seen that?
No, I did. I've not.
So the vacuum is like it's like this little think of like a syringe, kind of like a syringe thing, and it has like a suction cup on it, and they stick it to the baby's head, and
Huh?
on the contractions they help pull out to guide the baby out.
Really?
Yeah, so that was like he
Really?
was like, "Yo, if this doesn't work, we're gonna have to jump over to a C-section." And my wife was like, "Hell no! Like I'm not trying
Yeah.
to get a C-section."
Yeah.
And
That's what my long term did, man. With that C
and
section,
she
it's
was,
insane.
yeah, that recovery ain't no joke out here.
No, it's no joke.
So
Oh yeah.
she started pushing, and then I'm watching her come out too. So I watched the whole thing. I wanted to see it happen. I saw the little microphone come out. All you saw was her head, her little hair, her little fro coming out, and that baby popped out. It was crazy. She had like a little, I call it the Hey Arnold head because the suction, because it pulls on the head, so it makes it a little long.
Right.
It's coming to normal now. But it was fun. I was like, oh my god, look at my little football head. It just came out. Like she came out, eyes open, crying already, and like it was just a crazy moment, man. It was unbelievable thing to see and be a part of, and like really, I feel like I was really a part of the process right there. It was dope. Like and
Childbirth.
actually seeing it happen was
Right, right. I was
crazy.
gonna ask you about that. Like, so, like, have you ever seen those videos? Remember, like, back in the day, like in middle school, they used to show you. I don't know if your school did this, but my school did it, where they showed you like a natural like childbirth, and like all like the fluids and everything are coming out, and
It wasn't
like
as intense as like I thought it was going to be.
okay,
You know what was crazy to me was when they pulled out the placenta. That was crazy.
right,
That was like, oh shit! Like no wonder y'all call it the splash zone. I was
right.
like, damn, it was like a little squid coming out. It was crazy. I was like, yo, that's wild. And then like the blood flow after. But I
What'd
mean,
you do with the
thankfully,
placenta?
I mean, you gotta pay like thousands of dollars to keep it.
Oh, okay. I thought they just like just let
Nah,
you keep
that
like
shit
bring
was
it home with you. Like put that in a
nah.
jar.
You gotta pay because it's like a hazardous material
Right.
or something like that. So you have to pay in order to keep it or something. It was just weird. Like it was all boxed up on the counter like leftovers. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? Um, but then yeah, man, she came at 11:26. They did all the initial tests on her, gave her initial shots, and did all the little things. Took us up to our room. And this was kind of funny because, like, I don't know, I guess it didn't dawn on me. So, I mean, we get to the point where we're sleeping, right? And it's probably like, I don't know, maybe 3 a.m. And I hear the baby crying. Totally forgot it was my baby. I was like, yo, whose fucking baby is crying? Like, what is that noise? Somebody do something. And I was like, oh shit, that's on me. I was like, oh, that's us. I was like, that's our baby. I was like, so I went over there, picked her up, soothed her, did what we had to do, gave her to my wife, and she was like, we were both up, very anxious. We were both getting up for everything.
Right.
There was little, I would say I slept more than my wife did. She was a big time trooper that night, and it was just funny though. Like I was like, man, whose baby is that, bro? Like I'm trying to sleep, and I totally remember that was our baby,
That's me.
and I was like, oh shit, that's on me. Like damn, I was go time. Like she didn't waste no time. Um, but it was good. We were in the hospital. So she was born Wednesday. No, she was born Thursday night. So we were there Wednesday. We stayed. Thursday she was born. Friday, and we left Saturday evening.
Hmm.
We were out of there by like 4:30, like 4 o'clock Saturday.
Is she sucking well right now?
Yeah, she's doing pretty well.
Uh huh.
We're doing right now. We're doing like breastfeeding and formula
Mm-hmm.
to supplement.
Mm-hmm.
But she's pretty good. That first night was miserable. She was up every hour,
Really?
all night, every single hour. And I
She's
think and I
was
think
it?
she was just hungry. I think she was just
Yeah, she probably
hungry,
just
and we did.
hungry.
She was hungry, learning how to still eat off the breast, and we weren't supplementing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she was just hungry, but she was up every hour, and it was brutal. It was brutal. That was a good long night. But I will say, since then, every day we've had improvements.
Are you guys? Are you? Well, I mean, she's not. Your wife. She's not pumping yet, is she? Or because
Oh
like,
yeah, she is.
okay. So are you
Yeah.
guys able to like take turns? Like like where it's like, hey, like you get this one, then I'll get this one. You get this one, I get this one. Because like
Yep.
that's when me and my long term started rocking and rolling. Because his first 5 days were like the same way. It was like, hey man, he's up every he was like every 2 hours he was up. So like we would just feed him, or like I would hold him, she would hold him, I would hold him, and we had to take turns. It's like a shift. Say, hey, you get this next shift, sleep for as long as you can, and then I'll go and sleep for as long as I can, and then switch shifts. Because like if not, if you guys are both working at a tandem at the same time, then like no one's getting sleep, and that's how you
exactly.
guys both go crazy.
So yeah, that's exactly what we did. I
Hmm.
mean, we actually are meeting. Our pediatrician is the pediatrician that you guys had, right? When you guys lived
Hey,
here.
hey, I'm gonna give a
So
plug right now. I'm a sponsor. We're gonna sponsor Dr. Star, dude. Best
yeah, she was
pediatrician ever.
funny.
I,
She's
I got, I
cool.
got. She's hilarious, man. I love
Yeah,
her.
she's cool.
She's super cool. She's straightforward. Like she's she says like hey, parenthood is not isn't for the weak. I'll never forget that quote when she said that, man. I was like, dude, you're a writer, Dr. Star.
Yeah, she's
She's amazing, dude. I'm so glad you guys chose her.
yeah, she's cool. So I mean, she told us the same thing. I'm sure she told you guys about like taking the shifts.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you're like, all right, let's record today. I was like, all right, well, my shift starts at 9 p.m. So,
Mm-hmm.
so that's like, so it was dope yesterday actually. And then what we're working on right now is making her sleep in the bassinet. We
Mm-hmm.
got too carried away. I mean, she was only a few days old, so
Right,
like,
right, right.
we were letting her sleep in her arm. And dude, I mean, I would hold her for like 3 hours straight, bro. My arms are just like. I was dead. Like I was like, man, this is miserable. Not miserable, but because I enjoyed it. Like looking down and you seeing her all passed out. I was like, but we can't keep up with this. Like she
Can't.
has to learn how to sleep on her own, and she was not feeling the bassinet like the first night or so.
Mm-hmm.
Last night was really good. I actually had her sleeping from. She woke up once from 9 to 3 a.m. She
Wow.
woke up to eat, so I fed her. My wife fed her at 9. We gave her breast milk, and then we gave her a bottle, and then she slept until about 11:45. And at
Uh-huh.
11:45, she woke up. I fed her a bottle, and she went right back to bed. And she was up. She woke up again at like 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And I just slept. I have the bassinet in the living room when I'm doing my little night shift
Yeah.
with me, so I can put her in there. And then when I go to bed at 3:30, I bring the bassinet into the room, and then
Mm-hmm.
my wife, then she will just put her down in the bassinet. But last night was pretty good actually.
Right.
My wife was able to sleep more. That's probably the first time she's gotten like 4 or 5 hours straight through,
Is she
which
been
was
doing
good.
okay with everything? Because I know like Julie, my long term edit, she was going through it. Like it's part of nature. Like
Yeah,
all the
no,
hormones
she's
and
definitely
stuff.
had some moments where the hormones get the best of her,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense. I mean, her body
Mm-hmm.
just went through a crazy change.
Mm-hmm.
Last night she had some of the shakes, um, and I was reading up on it. It could be from the epidural, could be
Mm-hmm.
just her hormones. It looked like to me like what I internalize it as like you're just going into withdrawal, like your body's
Mm-hmm.
totally changing and your body's like fighting through the changes and shaking everything off that you experience. So you gotta dig deep and just get through that bad night of shakes like an addict would have to, and things will eventually start to get better. But
Yeah.
overall, it's been pretty good, man. It has been. It's been pretty good. It's dope. It's been beautiful.
What are some things that you thought was going to be, like what this is, and what are some things that caught you off guard?
Um, I don't think I think the only thing that caught me off guard was the birthing process itself. It
Hmm.
wasn't as it wasn't as like gross as people make it seem. So
Hmm.
I'm just like all y'all dudes are just weak as hell. Like
Yeah.
I hear about stories of people passing out and shit.
Yeah, yeah, that
I didn't
sucks.
I didn't I didn't think it like that at all. I thought it was actually very fascinating and
Right,
dope on how a human body can push out another human out of their body.
right,
Like it wasn't gross. I didn't feel gross. I didn't feel like nothing. It didn't bother me at all. I wasn't phased at all. I was actually intrigued by it. It was really dope to see. It just kind of a really beautiful moment between us, especially when it's only my wife and we don't have any family around. So it was only
hmm,
me and her in the hospital, and obviously the medical professionals. So
hmm,
we really got to set the tone
yes.
in our birthing process. Other things that might have caught me off guard. Um, hmm. I don't know. I don't think I've been caught off guard. I mean, I knew about the sleep. I knew about the lack of sleep. That was going to be a thing. Um, I knew, I know babies at this age, all they're going to do is sleep, eat, shit,
Yeah,
cry. That's pretty much all she's doing. I've started her on tummy time 2 days ago.
Oh,
We
wow.
started already. We're already
Nice.
started
Really?
3 days. She's
Uh-huh.
already lifting her head up and shit. So like we're already, yeah, she's pretty alert. So I just got her on tummy time for like 2-3 minutes at a
Mm-hmm.
time. We use the boppy, the little pillow,
Mm-hmm.
and keep her on there just for she can put her head up, lift her legs up, get some gas out of her. She's been really gassy, a lot of hiccups. Um, just trying to help her pass through that.
Right.
But I don't think I've been caught off guard yet. Um, I felt very, like I said, I feel very prepared. We've put a lot of thought in this, and I've done some reading, and we've been around. I mean, I've been around kids my whole life. My
Right.
wife's been around kids. It's sometimes I guess it's trying not to get over emotional with what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was at the doctor's office. I'm like, man, she's just tossing her around like nothing. Like
Yeah.
she's checking
Yeah.
her out.
Yeah.
And I
Especially
was like,
Dr. Star. Dr. Star be like, he's checking her out, like,
yeah,
doctoring
it's
her out.
like
And like the
juggling her.
nurses and stuff. Oh, question for you about this one. How's your swallow game right now?
So, oh yeah, she like a swisher sweet. Yeah, I pearl her up. Yeah, nah, we're good. My wife showed me like just the basics on how to do it real quick. Swaddle game's on point. I roll it up like a little swisher. Yeah, that's what I call her when I roll her up. My little swisher sweet. Yeah, it's sweet. It's lovely. Yeah, that's the best. She be in there like
Uh,
cozy.
you already know me. I was struggling on the swallow game.
Yeah, nah, I remember when we went over there. That dude was loose. He's out there loose as ever. Yeah, he was like, "What the hell is this, man?" You go over there.
I would take so many times to do that. Like it would be like 2 or 3 times, and actually and then like Cairo would just like fight through it. Like his legs would be poking out, and I was like, I don't know how that guy got decent sleep.
No,
Let's roll that stuff
I
up.
literally roll her up like a little blunt. Like I be tucking under her and shit, like rolling her up, and then yeah, she be in there, snugged. Carry her for a little bit. I try to wait until she's really knocked out. I'll probably like feed her, burp her, carry her for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and make sure she's really sleeping, and then put her in that bassinet. And then it's funny, she'll wake up and she just be mean mugging all day. Like, this is like, I didn't fall asleep here, you bastard. Like, I thought you were carrying me. And I wake up with goddamn ocean noises coming in my ear and shit. We got the little noisemaker.
Yo, this clutch.
Clutch. We got a few of them actually. We got a travel
Hmm.
size one, which I recommend people getting. And then we
Hmm.
got the one that's in the room. And actually, we've been using the one in the room for like the last month just to get used to it.
That helps me sleep, man. We put on
Yeah.
the washer and dryer noise, and like it's just like it's clutch, man. It's super clutch. I actually love that thing.
So it's
Um,
yeah, man.
yeah, dude. So, my one of my biggest things, especially with Cairo, was just like when he was that young, was like learning the likes and dislikes of him. And like you said, like right now, you said that she's in like the bassinet. That dude, as soon as you put him to sleep, you put him in the bassinet, he like just folded up. Like, is there anything that you notice like right now that like besides like sleeping patterns or like things that she like likes and things that she like doesn't like? Like, I know it's early, it's super early, but
I've been trying to decipher her cries.
mm-hmm.
And like her facial expression, so I can tell. I can right now. I know the only one I kind of got a good pulse on is when she has gas.
Yeah,
So when she's trying to pass gas, I notice the difference of that cry or that kind of cry out for help compared to when she's hungry
right.
or the other ones. The other ones we haven't really gotten to is kind of just I go through the motions of like, all right, when was the last time you ate? Have you checked your diaper? Uh, excuse me.
Go
Have you
ahead.
checked your diapers? Have you ate? Or do you just need some like you need to be stimulated, right? Do you need to move
Mm-hmm.
around or something like that? But the one where she has gas, I can tell when she has gas, and she's trying to that cry is very distinct, and it has like this very same pattern where she makes this like ugly ass frown,
Right.
and then it's like a push, and then it's a cry because she's trying to push, and like the cry helps her push better.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were talking to Dr. Starr, it was just like, that's a lot of work for them to pass gas because they have to go through all the motions of pushing that out. And she's learning how to do all that. And she's
Right.
definitely a really gassy little girl.
Right. Is it like a combination of like burps and the poop, or like burps and gas like farts, or just like
A lot
just
of farts, farts and hiccups. She gets the
okay.
hiccups like every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And I think a part of it is like she guzzles down milk like nothing, and I think
Hmm.
she's drinking too fast. So that's like something we have to be aware of just trying to slow her down ourselves.
Hmm.
Um, and then just getting used to having to breathe in air. I mean, it's a whole new experience for her. She's only, like I said, she's 6 days today, so
Right.
it's a whole new experience for her of just knowing how to navigate her new world.
Right. What is some of like your monthly goals? Like what's the goal like right now, like in the next like 20 days you have for yourself, for your wife, and for like your daughter?
I mean, for sure, I want to make. I'm trying. We're trying our best to make sure she's on a decent schedule.
Hmm.
Especially as like I start to get ready. I mean, granted, I still have a minute. Like I took 6 weeks off for paternity,
Hmm.
but at some point I will be going back to work. So I'm just making sure we're in a good rhythm by the time I go back to where I can still be productive at work because I have to be. I got hundreds of kids who are counting on me there,
Hmm.
and then have enough to give to my wife and to my daughter when I get home at night. So like making sure the shifting is down packed to where, if I'm up to 1 a.m., I think I'll have enough to wake up and be able to be productive the next day.
Yeah.
So just making sure she's sleeping, not too dependent on us to sleep.
Hmm.
Building that independence from the jump, and just
Well,
we've built up. I mean, I was very happy. Like after day 3, she was at 30 minutes in the bassinet without waking up, feeling unbothered. And yesterday I got up to like 2.5 hours, and today I got to 3 hours during the day, where she was knocked out in the bassinet,
feeling
chilling,
feeling right because
feeling
dude, a
right.
little touch on that, man. Like, because sleeping is really important. Um, like Cairo, he'll fall asleep in my arms, but he won't fall asleep by himself. So, so last
Yeah,
night, man, this dude's 8 months. So I was like, man, I had enough. I've seen enough. I snapped last night. So I got my cell phone out, I got my headphones, I got the rocking chair, put it right next to the crib, and it was like 11:30. He woke up and he wanted to fall asleep in my arms, and he's getting so strong now to where like he's doing this little alligator twist and like my arms and like doing like basically like flips with my arms, and I'm like, no, dude, versus 11:30, we're not gonna do this. So I put him down in the crib. This dude cried for 2 hours. I was up till 1:30 last night just hearing him cry. I was like, no, we're gonna nip this in the bud right now. So this morning he had a nap time. I sat him right in the crib. He fell asleep right away in the crib by himself. I didn't have to hold him. I was like, okay, this is good. Again, in the afternoon, he fell asleep again. Boom. So then we're gonna do it again tonight. We'll see how my long term does, and we'll probably take shifts if we need to do that again. But just don't wait till like I did to nip that in the bud. Like if you can, like nip that in the bud as quickly as possible to where like start them off with they are sleeping in your arms, and then move them to where like okay, you're in the bassinet now. Like once they get 3, 4, 5 months, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Don't do
No,
it like
not right
too early.
now.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
right now.
no,
Sorry.
no, no.
Right now is a good time where you build that bond and take your shirt off too, because like they like that skin to
Always. I
skin.
never.
Yeah, yeah,
This is the
yeah.
first time I'm wearing a shirt just because I'm on camera right now.
Yeah, dude. I
I
was,
was,
I
I
was
never,
telling him, I was telling my
dude.
long term. I was like, man, like wearing a shirt sucks, you know, like
Yeah, dude. At the hospital, I was in like in our room. I didn't wear a shirt the whole time,
right?
and like the lady nurses, they're like, you know what? That's good for you, Dad. Like you just walking around, you ain't put a shirt on. Yeah, they're like, you haven't put a shirt on this whole time. I was like, nah. Every time I pick her up, it's just really trying to maximize all the time free time I have right now.
Yep,
I mean, she's my only priority right now. That's it.
yep.
I disconnected my email from my phone, my work email. I'm not getting no emails to my phone. Nothing. Like I don't. No one texts me. I don't care about anything that's going on at that building right now. I'll worry about it when I get there.
Right,
But yeah, dude, I only have a shirt on because we're on camera. Like I
right.
literally am just ready for skin to skin all day, every day.
All day. It's the bonding situation, man. I think is what helps
Yeah,
you gets it quick, dude.
absolutely. And then, like I said, then even when she does start fussing, I don't jump right away. I kind of wait it out to see because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes she's just readjusting, or again, like it's that gas that she's trying to pass,
Mm-hmm.
or she'll soothe herself. Like
Mm-hmm.
I hear a nice like a relief sigh, and then or she'll turn her neck, and that's nothing. thinking about Cairo, getting her to look both ways.
Good.
That's one thing we already started with her because she started to favor one side.
Huh?
So now it's just a matter of us being diligent and just making sure she's looking both ways, making her turn both
Mm-hmm.
ways, using a mirror to look at herself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she can see yet. I didn't read up. I don't think she can see, but she can
Yeah,
make out like
it's
shadows
it's
and.
it's very like yeah. It's right now it's black and white. That's all they're seeing right now. There are no colors, and I think the draw distance is very close. So that's why like being up in front of their face, just like all there is very important. Like, hey, baby, it's
Yeah, I'm
like
in there all
zooming
day.
in. You know?
Yeah, and it's yeah. So like just doing that and just like I said, making sure that she's turning both ways. Like I said, lifting her legs up, kind of giving her a nice little stretch.
Uh huh.
Um,
And even when she's like that, you're that close to her face, having her feeling out and like touching your beard. So
oh,
like,
she grabs my chest hair and she just like pulls on it.
yeah.
She just started pulling on it. I was like, damn man, chill. She was just pulling on it, or she'll grab my beard. Um, like I said, I get like a little half smile. Most of the time, I'm telling you, she looks at me like I pissed her off. Like she's just like mean mugging me. And then like she does a little thing with her eyes, or like she like the Undertaker, and she does a little Undertaker eyes, and they like roll back, and I'm like, yo, don't do that.
It's scary when that happens. I remember Tyler was
Yeah,
doing that, and I was like, "Stop!" Especially like when they just go to sleep and they just fall asleep like that, and then just eyes just instantly roll back. I was like, "Dude, it's scary, man."
or
Like,
like the baby cross-eyed. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, eyes cocked like a pistol, man. What's wrong with you? And the nurse is like, this is the only time where cockeyed babies is okay and it's cute. I'm like, that shit is not cute, boy. That shit is she over there, eyes cocked like a pistol.
All right, well, it's your first week, and this is your first time being home. Are you still folding the clothes?
We haven't even washed yet.
Okay.
So I mean, we haven't washed her clothes. I mean, we're still going through her all. We're still cycling through, so we haven't washed clothes yet. I will keep you updated to
Yeah,
see.
I'm gonna ask every pod. I'm gonna ask every pod. Like, hey, so like, when's that point where you're gonna stop folding those clothes? Because like you're gonna get to the point where it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna throw them. Just like you're just gonna have little bins. Bins. Here's the sweats. Here's the socks. Here's the onesies with long sleeves. Onesies with short sleeves. You'll have it organized, but like you ain't folding no more, man. Trust me. It's just throw them in there, wash your
Yeah,
hands.
well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, everything is still pretty nice and organized. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, our house is still put together. I mean, we've been eating decent. I had some food already made when we went into the hospital, which was
Right.
nice. Ordered out a few times, not too much actually. We ordered out like I don't know, maybe once or twice. My wife wanted sushi. She was craving sushi for the longest.
Did did you? Because we were at the same hospital, right, as us. So
Yep.
walking through that maze, I remember the first time I had to go downstairs and get some Uber Eats, and it was during the closing hours, so we couldn't use the
Oh, you had
front
to go
door.
all the way around.
You had to go all the way around, man. That thing was a journey, and I got lost a few times. I remember the first time I did it, it took me like almost like 12 minutes to get back upstairs, and I was like, I didn't know where I was gonna go. I went actually to the wrong floor one time. Yeah, that place is like a maze.
I ate actually pretty good there. I ain't gonna lie.
Hmm.
I ate like I ordered breakfast. I was getting room
The
service.
food is not bad.
It's
The
not
food
bad. It
wasn't
was
that
good
bad.
enough. It was good
Yeah,
enough. Did you
yeah.
use your free meal?
Oh, dude,
What'd you
we
order?
abused the free meal. We abused it. We abused it. And like one time we got like a free meal because like you're not supposed to order like I think it's like what was it once a day you get a guest order or like one time I forgot the rules. I don't know what the rules were, but like yeah, I kept abusing that man. I was just like just give me order two plates, order two plates.
Did you order the pot roast?
No, 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 no.
It's actually good.
I had a what was it the God what did I have like I had a burrito one time.
I had pizza and I
Yeah,
had
I had
pot
the pizza.
roast
I had the pizza. Um,
and breakfast. I had
yeah,
breakfast
I had the
twice there.
breakfast. Um, but I think I had one of their. They had like one of those shakes too, because they had a long ass menu. I had like a little breakfast shake. That was pretty decent. It was pretty good. It was a little
Yeah, it
fruity.
was. I mean, like I said, it's for me. It served. I was good. It served the purpose. Nothing too crazy.
Cats in the
Yeah, I see.
Kenza. She's over there. So everybody meet Kenza. She's like my favorite cat of all of them.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was it was good enough, man. Enough to keep me going. I had some snacks that I brought anyway.
right.
And then I ordered Bourbon Grill one day.
Hey, the
Yeah,
chicken.
I was pissed. They didn't have chicken wings. I was like, what?
What?
I was craving that. I was like, that was supposed to be like my going into fatherhood. I really wanted chicken wings and fries from Bourbon
Bourbon
Grill.
Grill's chicken wings are great,
Fire,
man. Those are
yeah.
so good,
But I
so
ended up with
good.
I got bourbon chicken and fries and rice. It was good,
Yeah.
but it's just I don't know. I was a little disappointed, but it was good. It worked out. Shout out to
Right.
Bourbon Grill.
Hey, their rice there is so damn good too. Like I love their rice. For some reason, like I've actually ordered like an extra of their rice before and just sitting there and just sits in and eat a bunch of rice, man. I love that stuff. Bourbon Grill is if you guys are ever in Denver, go check it out. Bourbon Grill, right there off of Colfax. It's, a lot of homeless people right around there. It's
Yeah,
crazy, but it's cool, man. It's a
it's
really good
good.
spot.
But
Love it.
yeah, man. Other than that, dude, it's just trying to just make sure I rest. Because the other day I was
Right?
exhausted. I was exhausted the other day. I mean, it's been nice. Like that night shift, man. I was watching basketball. We've been chilling. I was watching we were watching. What have you watched? The Memphis Sacramento Kings game the other night. It was
Oh, the
great.
Kings look good, man. The Kings are right now like what third in the West. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
they look
Yeah,
good.
Kings are
They're
balling
fun.
right now. They're
They're
fun to
fun to
watch
watch.
too.
Yeah, they're fun to
Yeah,
watch.
that's good. What do they have the phrase light the green or light the glow or something like that? I don't
I
know.
have
It's like
no
they have a
idea.
thing where like they win a basketball game and they end up lighting like a light in like I think the arena or city hall or something like that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
It
cool.
was good though. I mean they were good, and I watched Paid in Full with the baby.
Dude, that movie.
Uh,
Yeah, Paid in Full, New Jersey Drive are some of like my two favorite like East Coast
yeah.
movies. Those are like
So I
those
was
are my favorite East Coast movies. I grew up on like the West Coast movies, like Boys in the Hood, Don't Be a Menace, and like those are like my kind of movies. Juice, I love Juice, man. I can watch Juice like all the time. But dude,
I
Paid
was
in
like, see, I
Full,
was like, I'm watching. I was like, see, baby, you gotta watch out for these Ricos out here, man. We got Ricos. It sound too good to be true. They go, them snakes in the grass.
Takes to the grass,
It's,
mow the lawn.
it's
Yeah,
bad.
man. Cameron is so good in that, man. Like dude. That's a great movie. That's an excellent movie. Have you seen New Jersey Drive?
Of course.
Okay, I'm about to say, man. Like I'm about to say, like that reminds me of the Mob Deep Shook Ones video. Every time I see the Shook Ones video and hear
Yeah.
like Mob Deep, like I always think about New Jersey Drive. Great movie. Those are the hood classics, man. A lot of these kids don't grow up with those, man. They grow up with some
Oh,
garbage
I got
ass
all of
movies,
them. She gonna watch all of them. I got some
right?
on DVD. She gonna watch all that, all of them.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to like when she can actually start watch. Does Kyra watch cartoons yet? Like, does he get into it, or
Nah,
he's not
like
there yet?
it's for him, it's mostly sports. So like I got him watching like
But is he like
uh
Is he like really watching, or is he just
yeah.
like
So like he's get I put him in the jumper and I put on YouTube and I put on the highlights of like yesterday's games. So I watched like these like the 10 12 minute 10 minute version of like the games, and he loves dude for some reason he loves John Morant. Like he'll jump up and down for John Morant. Like when he sees John Morant, like he just loves John. And like I'm like, why don't you do this for like other guys? And I told him I was like, man, you should like Kawhi Leonard, but he isn't playing enough games. He pulls
you
DMP'd
don't
up.
know?
Like about he's starting to get healthy now, but like dude, he's just like I'm like, dude, what about Kawhi? What about Paul George? I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. They're never on. They don't play enough. But like yeah, he loves John Morant. He loves who else does he love? John Morant, Donovan Mitchell. Like for some reason, like these are the guys that like I'm watching him, and he starts jumping up and down once they like or like dunking or getting a highlight or like doing like a little shifty layup. He loves those guys. But yeah, I put basketball videos on, and then whenever Manchester United are playing, we always watch those games. So I have like that Peacock and that ESPN Plus. They had a game today, and we were watching that game today, and we watched a bunch
So
of
you don't
soccer.
watch no cartoons.
Hell no, no, not right now. No cartoons. So early we were watching like Baby Shark, but he's not into it though. He wasn't into it. Like so, like we had Baby Shark on, and then Bubble Guppies, the Bubble Guppies.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. So like that one, you learn all the theme songs, dude. I was watching that for like a few weeks with him, but like he wasn't into it. But then I put the basketball videos on, and he's all about it, man. He loves that kind of stuff. So I keep that on. And then football, it's just too much going on. It's like 11 on 11. There's too much. And then like hockey, he understands it, but like he'll understand it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean. He'll
he's like, oh,
follow
is that
and
a
look at
power
it.
play?
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's a tripping penalty, Dad. Like no, he likes basketball and soccer the most right now, and I think that's because I'm just pushing it on him a lot though too. That's a lot on me. And like he sees like my reaction when like Manchester United scores, and he starts getting fired up. He's in his jumper, and he starts jumping up and down. I'm like, yeah, buddy, we gotta go. Like I'm throwing him up and down and stuff. So like yeah, it's when Marcus Rashford scores.
Is he crawling yet or?
Oh, dude,
Yeah, he's wormy, right?
all right. Funny story. So you know how like I'm down on the ground and I'm doing a bunch of like calisthenics when he's on the ground. We got this huge mat. It's in our bedroom now. It's like a 7 by 9 mat. This is a really big floor mat. Like spongy, soft. It's good for him to crawl and everything. And I'm doing like a routine, and I look back. And this dude is rounding the corner trying to get into like the bathroom / like closet. Like he was quick too, just boom, 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 boom. We took him to a physical therapist, to check out for that torticollis, it's called, that shoulder tightness. And dude, he was all over the place in that. And she's like, he's fine. Like we just keep stretching him. He's fine. Like he's looking good right now. He's climbing things like where he's getting on top of his knees and like he's pulling himself up. We have to move the crib down to like the bottom portion of it now because like he's basically trying to like look up at us, and like I don't want to do the flip. And like he has a helmet on, right? Like he's gonna be a future athlete because he's already strong, and we got him on a bunch of protein right now. We're serving him a bunch of lentils. So like man, I definitely have a future athlete on my hands, man. Like just gotta keep stretching him out, keep doing the things that we're doing. But I'm excited. I'm very excited with the potential of this guy, dude. Like I'm fired up because he's gonna be fast too. Because the way he's crawling right now is just like, like if you look one way, he's the other way. So like you just definitely gotta keep your eye on the prize for sure.
That's funny, man. I mean, it's crazy to think I haven't seen him since he was like I don't know, like he was like a month and a half last time I saw him. So that's crazy. So then probably the next time I see him is gonna be over a year.
Yeah,
For sure, right? He'll be over a
yeah,
year old, so that's gonna be crazy. The amount of growth to see in him and the alertness. Because I mean, when I saw him, he was sleeping most of the time.
Yeah, he's really alert. I mean, like you call his name out, he knows his name. Like he recognizes that. He's good around people. Like I'll take him around. I take him to my office at my job where I manage that basketball league, and I'll take him to the office and I'll chop it up with some of my other employees. And like he's just sitting there, just chilling, just watching. I'll take him on a like lunch with a couple of my neighbors, my neighbor friends, and he's just sitting there chilling. Like he's with his grandpa. Like my grandpa throws him around and is like super rough with him. He loves that stuff. Like he plays rough. Like, and I love it. Like my dad gave him this like huge bear. I call it Mr. T for Tyrone, and like Mr. T. And like he'll take the bear and literally like run up on it, like crawl on it, and just like tackle it and hug it and like sit there and like wrestle with it, and like I'll grab the bear and like fight back with it. And dude, it's a lot of like crazy interactions that are just like, man, like it's blessing, man. It's a real blessing. It makes me justify everything about me staying home. Like this is just like I'm having so much fun with this kid. His development right now is crazy fast, crazy quick, and like I think by like 2 months, like I think either between 10 or 11 or 11 and 12, he's gonna start getting up and like walking because like he's already like his next step is using his knees when he's crawling, and he's using them right now, but more of like and then he's also getting in a push-up position. He mimics my push-ups. Like he'll get in the push-up position for about and do like the push-up plank for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then like he'll come down and then start using his knees, and then he has to come down and then start using his belly. So like, dude, he's
Have you have you compared like his where he's like what you see developmentally to like what he should be doing at his age? Like, are you looking at like are you using a guide, or are you just Google searching anything of like what should my 8 month old be doing at this age or something, or this size?
Yeah. So like there's a bunch of like websites and what I do is and what my long term will do is like we'll take 3 to 4 websites and we'll read it because each website has like a different like and it's also too like you'll learn this too like when you learn different pediatricians like compared to Dr. Starr. I have my pediatrician out here in Las Vegas who's like a huge Raiders fan and he's talk like Raiders talk all the time. It's hilarious. So he's a great guy. But like his expectations are a lot different than Dr. Starr's expectations. One because Dr. Starr is like a German female, who's like older, been in the game, has been doing it a lot. And then I have an older black male who is, looking at it from a different,
Lens, yeah.
headspace from Dr. Starr. So it's really cool to hear both of their informations, and then like I just kind of tie it into him. So like we'll read like 3 or 4 different websites, and then see
Take
like
the
all right, like
overlap.
is he babbling? Yes. Is he looking right at us when we're talking? Yes. How are his hand movements right now? Like because right now I'm trying to focus a lot on his hand dexterity because sometimes when he's crawling he'll like take his wrist and use his wrist and like I'm like no 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 no. So like I try to work on like hand dexterity, handing him things in certain hands, just in both hands to make sure that he's got good hand dexterity. Um, uh, Focusing a lot on right now reading to him. So a lot of reading. So like I'll read to him and Julie will read to him. Long term, we'll read to him, and it's we'll just try to get him cognitively because he'll babble. Because like the guys, what I'm reading to is that your daughter might like be doing babbling and communicating a lot more effectively than my son because that's just like the nature of things like the young girls will definitely be talking a lot more than young boys. So I'm trying to get him ahead of the curve to where he's not like me because I grew up with dude. I used to stutter like when I was a 2 to 6. I had a really bad stuttering problem. Like I was like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh." You would probably never tell. Like right now, sometimes I stutter, but like I used to have a really bad speech impediment. I had to do speech therapy, and then also too, like I had really bad reading issues. I couldn't read correctly, and that's why my long term like swears I have dyslexia, and then I was able to learn how to cope with it and be able to become like a better reader than I am. Now I'm reading books and all that stuff like that. But we're just trying to hone that in early. Like everything we're trying to do is early. Everything, all the milestones early. Like if it says 12 months, let's try to hit it at 11. If we can't hit it at 11, let's just try to hit it right at 12 then. Everything we try to do is make sure that like is fine tuned and like on point because especially I have the time to do it because I'm stay at home and like I advise you to definitely do the same thing. Use like you just said, you're gonna use these 6 weeks to just like make sure everything's sewed up, polished, great in every area of her life. So then you set her up to be the best person that she can be.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting when we go when I have to go back and my wife has to go back. I'm curious to see who's gonna break first and be like, you know what, I want to work from home because like I said, it's different. I mean, we don't have anybody, we don't have family out here,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's really and it's a little daunting, but I really enjoy the challenge of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no one here. It's just me. It's just us three. I mean, I think that has been very helpful because our house is quiet. It's calm. It's
Mm-hmm.
peaceful. Everything's in order. Um, and she's like, she's benefiting from the calmness and the peacefulness. And we're not really loud people. We keep things very simple. We're okay being. I do miss going to the gym. I haven't gone to the gym since she's been born.
Mm-hmm.
I will start in like maybe like a week or so. My in-laws are coming to visit. That's going to be a good time. I'm definitely going to maximize their visit and go to the gym
There you
every
go.
single day that they're here. I just been doing push-ups, push-ups and core. I've been doing my own tummy time. I said I
Mm-hmm.
was going to do that, so I just been doing my own little tummy time, working on my core and doing push-ups. That's all I've done: push-ups and core. Um, After I took, I don't know, I started like on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday or Monday. Took a couple of days off. I worked out every day before she was born. I worked out every single day before she was born, or before we went to the hospital. I worked out every single day. So it was a nice little break. I'm getting antsy because I definitely I want to go lift. Like that's one
Mm-hmm.
thing I do want to do. That's my stress reliever. That's like that's my thing. That's all I
Right.
do really now. I go to work and I lift and I come home and I'm pretty solid. Like I don't miss going out. I don't really miss hanging out and shit. None of that right now. The gym definitely helps with my headaches. But
Mm-hmm.
the push-ups have been helpful. Push-ups have been helpful, and doing the core workouts is pushing myself to do it because I hate doing core.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. But I look over and I'm like, all right, I gotta do something. She can't have no weak ass daddy, you
No.
know. So
No.
I was like, this is a good time to do work on things that I don't want to do, and then stretching. I mean, I stretch every morning.
Mm-hmm.
I feed when we feed her in the morning. She takes that first morning nap. I start stretching. I take advantage now. It's been good. Like I said, when now that she was sleeping longer, like we've been able to get things done, clean up, did laundry, cook, make breakfast, make sure we're taken care of, shower. That's a big
Mm-hmm.
one. And just kind of have some downtime uh, while she's getting her nap in before she needs our full attention, or needs it,
Yep.
or we just want to give it to her at this point. Like we are very much head over heels in love with this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like she already, it's been cool, man. My wife and I have been together for a long time. We've known each other since we were 19. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
even think about like, damn, remember we were 19 years old and like we've been to all these different places. We've traveled. We've done a lot of things together and separate individually. We had our accomplishments, and then to see this little accomplishment of ours, um, and she's just gonna keep growing and growing and growing. It's like that gift that keeps on giving.
Right. So that's the best accomplishment you guys are gonna do, man.
Absolutely,
Number
absolutely. Like
one.
nothing else even matters anymore. Like I mean,
Mm-hmm.
other shit matters, okay? But like, I thought, I was thinking like, I thought like, going to college, being, graduating, undergrad, masters, moving away, traveling, doing all these things that I've done, like guest speaking. I've talked in front of folks before, principals and parents. Like I like none of that shit doesn't add up to this. Like seeing her being born was greater than anything else I've ever done.
You cry?
Did I cry? No, I didn't cry. I teared up. I teared up a little bit, but I didn't cry, man. I think I was just like I said. I felt like I was in a game, like I was
Mm-hmm.
coaching. Like I was just like, yeah, they're like, yeah, like, yeah, that's my baby. Like that's like that's. I mean, I was just in it, and like I don't know. I didn't feel like crying at all. I was just I was happy, and I just maybe not in not I wouldn't say shock, but I didn't like tear up and start bawling and doing all that. I didn't none of that. My wife cried a little bit too, not all dramatic.
Right.
Um, I think I was just too into it, man. I was just so into it. I mean, it was a long process. I mean, we went
Right.
there Wednesday afternoon, and the baby didn't come out till almost the 20th. I mean, the cool thing is we have the same birthday, not like a month, but we
Right.
both the 19th now.
Right.
Yeah, so that's pretty dope. I was like,
Right.
that's
Well,
pretty
that's dope.
cool.
That's so dope because like it's like my son's on the 20th, I'm on the 20th, you're on the 19th, your daughter's on the 19th. Like it's
Yeah,
dude, that's crazy. It's just like we're all like lumped in.
yeah,
You
it's
know?
pretty dope. I
Yeah.
initially we were hoping for the 18th because my wife's the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
So it was gonna be 17,
Exactly.
18, 19, and then she was being stubborn and didn't come out until the 19th. I was like, well, that's cool too. That works. Um, but yeah, man, it was definitely life changing for sure, and then it was just cool. And then now seeing her every day, and like she looks a little bigger every single day. She looks a little different. Something happens, a little like something with her face would change a little bit. I mean, I just
Mm-hmm.
noticed she has a dimple, right? So she has one dimple right now popping. Um, And her little meme bugs, dude, they shit gets here all the time, especially when she first wakes up from that bassinet. Like, you motherfucker, I was in your arms, and I woke up on this hard ass bassinet. like,
Those
you,
bassinets are hard too, man. It's
yeah,
cool. It's
like,
all like plastic. And like I understand, like like they want to like keep them, you know, it's science and everything. You don't want to have like a soft like memory foam going and stuff. But at the same time, it's like I see why my kid got his flat head, man. Because like, dude, those things are like unforgiving. That's just like cardboard.
Yeah, and then yeah, I said we've been chilling at the crib, man. The only place we've gone to is to see the doctor. I've gone to King Supers for things. One of my homies came over. He's a photographer. He came took pictures. Um, we're gonna do more photo shoots as she gets older to get different stages of her.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool. He came like on that Sunday. We got home Saturday. He came the next day, took some pictures real quick. She was being a turd the whole time. She was
Yeah,
crying. But you can't. He was like, you can't hear the tears in the picture. Like you can't hear her crying in the picture. It's just like
true.
she's yawning.
It's true. And like, especially
uh,
she'll once she gets used to life, like couple weeks, every couple
yeah,
weeks, she'll like it's cool, you know, like she'll definitely get used to that stuff. And
yeah.
yeah.
I'm excited for her to like get to the point where she's chilling awake. Like she don't really
Mm-hmm.
chill. She gets a little fussy when she's up. Um, but like, and then as soon as I feed her, she's just ready to go back to bed. Like, she's like, all right, well, it's about that time. Like,
ESS, eat, sleep, shit. That's
yeah, that's it. That's all she's doing right now. So like, it's just it's just a matter of just watching her. Like, I could just sit there and hold her and just watch her, and like her little yawns and shit. It's adorable, dude. Like, it's great.
it's the best feeling I think I've ever felt. And like just and especially like once she starts growing up, you see the evolution, and then you just be like, damn man, like you just feel proud, like damn, like like I created
Yeah.
this, like this thing, and then especially when people start giving you compliments, like people are just like, oh, like like, oh, your daughter's so cool, your daughter's so beautiful, your daughter's like so nice, like look how like she's so like look at her, she's doing so great in public, and like dude, the little compliments that you get is a representation of how the parenting is. And like you'll definitely feel that too because like you guys are gonna do such a great job, man. Like especially like knowing you and then like the comforting that like your wife gives. Like your wife exudes like just like comfort and like homeliness and like just awesomeness. It's gonna rub off on her immediately. Like that energy, that positive energy that both of you guys give off, is just gonna rub off like right on her, and then she's gonna become that energy. And dude, like you'll start like you'll take her to the store, and people are gonna try to zoom in on your kid. You're gonna have to give people a stiff arm and everything. It'd be like Derrick Henry out there, just
Yeah.
grabbing the
Well,
get off,
I look a
back back.
lot. I look a lot more friendly with glasses on, bro. When I'm outside with the glasses on, ain't nobody getting close to me, man. Get away from me, bro. I'll stiff arm the shit out you. Get your goof ass on, boy. Like, don't play with me. I'm nice, man, but I ain't that nice. Don't be playing with me, man. Get away from me. I don't want to do no fucking RSV on my daughter and shit.
Right,
Like, get
right. And that's
away.
what that's the scary part is just like the diseases like and then you start being more protective and like so I make sure like when I'm at the store with him like I'm a few feet. There was this dude I took him to Best Buy one time 'cause I had to get a cable for my desktop. And this dude like walked behind me and he was just hella close and I was like, dude, you could told me to move. I even told him that too. I was like, bro, you could have said like, hey, move over. You know what I mean? I got this little dude right here. Like I don't know you right now. So like
Yeah.
that kind of pissed me off, because like you could have easily told me to scoot over, or hey, like I need to get in here for a second, like. But it's just little things like that I'm very protective of, and like you said, like like yeah, you definitely can start giving people the stiff arm to get out of
Yeah,
them.
man.
Hey, I got a quick question for you because like I was thinking about you when this shit happened. The other day we were talking about the Memphis Grizzlies. That Shannon Sharp, right, pulls up on Dylan Brooks. He gets into a physical altercation, right? Well, a verbal
Verbal.
altercation, and Steven Adams is like hold me back moment, stuff like that. John Moran's dad comes out, right, and he starts John with Shannon Sharp. On a scale of 1 to 5, was that good parenting or was that bad parenting?
That was just the good parenting on whose part.
On John Moran's dad stepping in to help out his son and help out the team because he was John to all of them.
I mean, I mean that's his son, man. He gonna jump in, bro. Like if he's sitting there arguing, you're grown, and that's a big man too. So if I see,
Huge.
you know what I mean, I probably would do the same thing. I probably would say some. But like, damn, bro, like, why are you fighting with this dude, bro? Like, that's a big dude. But I'll buckle his motherfucking knee. I know he got bad knees. Fuck out of here. I know he's strong up here. I'll buckle the shit out of his knee. I love Shannon Sharp, but like I said, if I was in John Morant's dad, T Morant, that's my first move. I'm gonna buckle your shit back. I know you got them bad knees, homie, and you got bad hips. You talk about it all the time. Like I said, I love Shannon Sharp, but that's my first go-to. I'm gonna pop your ass in the back of the leg. That's what I'm going for. Because I know up top you built like a
Oh,
stallion
he's
up
huge.
top.
Oh, he's huge.
He's ripped up. He's cut up, and if he gets probably a good ass swing on you, you're probably done so.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to drop kick him in the leg. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna kick him. That's gonna be my first move.
That's got to be HGH, man. Like he's got to be like taking.
He gotta be on
something.
He
Because
on
like dude,
55 years old,
50?
50 years old. Yeah, he on something.
Right. Like either that or like testosterone treatment or something. Because like, man, like for me, like it's hard to. I don't know. Okay, that 6-pack abs. I don't know how they get rid of that little fupa. I got that little fupa print right now, and it's hard to get rid of that, man. It's so hard to get rid of that.
That's
And
just
like,
your body fat.
exactly. And but even if I did have my body fat, like so, if I drop it down, like say if I get down to 10, right, my body fat, like I think the way my body's structured, I'm still gonna hold a little bit of that down there, and then especially like the little bit on the sides, like I'll have the V. But I'll have that little small fupa print and then abs.
But
And
you
that's
also
just
gotta
like
you gotta remember too, like this dude, pro athlete, he's been training his whole life.
right,
Right. I mean, his body is just used to being that way. He's a very, I think even to this day, his eating regimen is super tight.
right.
I heard him saying like when on his shows, like he eat the same breakfast for the last 30 years: banana, oatmeal, and water, like every single day.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Like I think he's still on a tight schedule of eating, working out, and he got the time and luxury to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he has the time to do it. I wish I could wake up. I wish I could have a 7:30 wake up. I mean a 7:30 workout every day.
Right.
I wish. I feel so great on the weekends. I work out at about 7:30 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels great. Like I could wake up at like 6:30. Drink some water, get ready for and get there, feel good, have a nice like 2 hour lift, and feel good, and then go about my day. Because
Right.
in my career, I don't have that luxury of doing that. I might have to get back into morning workouts again, which I'm not looking forward to. When I get back to work, just so I can have time in the evening with my baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking forward to that piece. I ain't gonna lie. I do not like waking up at 5 to go to the gym.
No.
It sucks. It's not fun.
It's crappy. It's hard to recover too, especially like those morning workouts.
Cause I'm on my feet all day. It's just it's
Mm-hmm.
really hard. So I might mix it up or do something. I'll have to figure something out because I don't think I'll be able to do it every day. I'm really committed to this what I'm doing in my workouts. It's been feeling great. I'm actually gonna when I'm able to go back in the next week or so. My mother-in-law comes out here. I'm gonna take one of my homies out to the gym. He's been wanting to work out. I'm gonna show him some things that he can do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be fun. I like working out. I like showing people workouts.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I do enjoy it. Like I'm not the most in shape person. I know what to do. I just don't always do it.
Right.
For me, again, it's my eating. Sometimes not, and I don't eat bad. I just like food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna starve myself. I'm not trying to be a supermodel. I'm not trying to be Mr. Olympia. I want to be healthy, flexible. I want to be useful.
Yeah.
So I keep it like that.
No, I much agreed on that because just that's the same way, man. I don't want to be like some Abercrombie and Fitch model that you see like in the mall stores or something like that. I mean, like all I gotta do is impress my long term, and she already knows, she has right. She already knows, it's like
cool,
from
man.
years. But but anyways, I don't want to keep you that long because that really is you do have things to
nighttime
do.
routines coming up.
Yeah, we got an hour in. Any last words for this?
Yes, my final thought of the day is I want to give a big salute and shout out to any woman who's had to do this first week by themselves.
Sheesh.
Because You know, my wife and I, we're pretty two competent people. You know, you and your long term are two competent people, and given everything I know, it was still a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
right? You'll have your moments when you're like the baby's just crying. You're like, what am I doing wrong? What is there to do? So, the amount of women out there who had to do that first week by themselves, obviously, you know that moving forward, but just from my experience in my first week, like that's crazy, man. Like shout
Mm-hmm.
outs to any woman out there that had to do that shit solo dolo for the week of like leaving the hospital, taking care, waking up every 2 hours to feed, whether it's breastfeed or formula. And man, that was a grind. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to do that alone because it is not easy. It has not been easy, and there's two of us doing it. And for some people, they got more than two people when they got family around to help them.
Mm-hmm.
But doing that shit by yourself, if you've done that and you're listening, kudos to you. Shout outs to you. You're you're a you're a special woman to do that
Mm-hmm.
and to keep on pushing.
Agreed,
Absolutely.
agreed. Because man, you ain't lying. It's tough. You know,
Yeah. It's
that,
tough.
that first week was
It's brutal.
one of the hardest weeks.
Brutal.
It's boot camp. It's boot camp,
Yeah,
man.
man. And then
It's
just
hell
thinking
week.
about like and like when I watch like just my wife, like just the bodily shit she has to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, you know, I'm thinking about like, you know, like not being able to control your bowel movements, right? And having to go to like, dude, that's hard, man. Like
Yeah.
you got this baby crying and then you gotta take care of you, you gotta take care of the baby, you gotta fear then you gotta go to the doctor, and then you gotta go for the 10 to 14 day, you gotta set that shit. It's a lot going on really quick. And I mean
Yeah.
reality hits you right away. There's
And
no
it's the sheer like transportation of moving the kid around.
getting
Especially,
ready.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's a lot. It's a lot, and then that's why if you do have, a husband in the building like us, like fathers, support. 100% be there, supportive. Just try to ask questions. Be asking your wife, your long term, your girlfriend, your one night stand. Like ask her like, hey, like how are you doing? Is there anything I
How
can do
can
to
I
help you
help?
out right now? What can I do to make sure that your life is a lot easier?
And do the obvious
Especially,
shit, bro. There's no, she shouldn't. I mean, do the obvious shit, bro. There are
exactly,
obvious things you can be doing, man. I don't need to ask
exactly.
my wife. Do you need me to do the dishes? If they're fucking sitting there,
Just do it,
do it.
do it,
Do the damn
do it,
dishes, man. If
do it.
the crib looks a little like disheveled, pick the shit up. It's not that complicated, man. The baby's
Right.
crying, and go fucking pick the baby up. Go tell your wife to go sit down, go chill out. It's
Yeah,
not
that,
that
that was
complicated.
that
Like,
was
don't
when
overthink it. Just jump
just
into the
do it.
game.
I,
Just
I,
do it,
I
bro.
I agree with you because like I remember when Kyra was born, I was like knee deep in everything, just laundry, dishes, cleaning, everything because that C-section is, whew, man, that's a major
Brutal.
surgery,
Yeah.
man. That right there is like getting your knee like your ACL, PCL,
Yeah.
PCL like all tore.
It's
Like
tough.
it's a major surgery, and that recovery was so crazy for her. So being just like you said, like I was just every time the baby woke up, like I was like just go lay down. I wanted her to have a solid five. Like if you can have a solid five, and then I'll go and like do like a solid two or three. Because I'm used to working nights and like my body the way like I've done my thing like at nighttime. Like I can go without a lot less sleep and then be okay. But I just needed her to be okay. Like and then that postpartum is real. Like just keep checking on your ladies, man. Like because that postpartum is no joke. And it can pop up like at any time. Like it can happen like from a week from now, 3 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now, 7 weeks from now. That postpartum is just like real,
Oh
real.
yeah.
And also for postpartum for us, because even us dudes, like they don't have like a scientific name for it, but like we can also suffer from a form of like postpartum depression too, just from like our lives changing. Like my life just totally changed. I went from working 70 hours a week to now I'm working like 30, but like it took at that time I was working zero, so like my life totally changed and I had to think things in a different direction. So guys, also make sure you take care of your mental health and make sure you're talking to somebody. Like I think this podcast, I wish I had this podcast when I was going through it like you, because like I really had like I did have you to talk to, and I had my my buddy Dan to talk to, but like I didn't have this processing, this level of the process. So like I hope this is really therapeutic for you too. You know what I mean? Like, and so that you're mentally healthy to help your family out.
Absolutely. No, it is helpful. It's like a diary. I mean, it's like I'm
Hmm.
keeping like a diary of what's just going on and getting it off my chest and just, be vulnerable, man. Like I said, it ain't been easy. Hasn't we haven't hit any like super rough patches yet. They will come. There are going to be days when we get there. And just being committed to the long game.
Yep.
It's a marathon.
Yeah, it's the longest marathon you'll go through in your life. You
Yeah,
know.
you know what I mean? So that's all there is to it. So thank y'all for listening today. As always, remember, go wash that ass. It's very important.
It's
Wash that ass.
extremely important because you don't want like stalactites. You don't want like what do they call it, dingleberries. You don't want anything
Yeah,
up
you
there,
know,
especially if you got a hairy ass. You gotta make sure you guys get in there, get it really good. One more thing, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Look out for us on Instagram. I'm getting those shorts. I have the shorts ready. I just have to learn how to condense them and put them in cell phone form. Dude, that's one more thing. That's my hassle right now. I had this week off, right? And I was like, let me try to figure out these shorts. I've gotten plenty of shorts on there, right? But then I try to edit them on the YouTube shorts, and they're like huge. They're like humongous. So you don't see anything. You just hear our voices, and like you see like a zoomed in version of like your face, and like that's it. So like I have to edit them down to where you can fit them on like a phone, So that's my next step. I know that's a little behind the scenes about what we're doing over here. I'll get it going. I'll make sure it happens. So we can have some shorts out for you and everything, merch.
I gotta holler at people too. I'm gonna see who I know that does shit like that to see what we can do.
Please, because like right now, like it's every day I'm learning something new in that program with Adobe Premiere Pro. But at the same time, it's just like, sheesh, like
It's
I
a
can.
lot.
It's a lot. It's definitely a
It's a
lot. And
lot.
then I got the hockey games and then this, so it's just I this is the focus coming up for like the next like 10 weeks, because especially for the next 3 weeks, I don't have any hockey. Oh, I got staff member of the month too. And I got a free game, so yeah, you won't
There
fly
you go.
out. No, you can't
There
fly
you
out
go.
right now. This is the first time for you.
We're like, deuces.
Right. Bye. I'm going to Vegas
I go to Vegas. I'll holler at you.
on a
Peace.
Thursday. All right, man. We're gonna let you go. Dude, have a good one. Keep up the great work, man. Keep being like you. You are the quintessential, the modern father. You know what I mean? Like, hey, update the game. That's how we do.
That's what we're doing. Y'all take care. Chunk 'em out.
Peace.